All right, looks like everything is live. Hey, everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, just getting my morning cardio done. I want to hopefully get a good, nice, long, solid live stream here. We're triple streaming, so I am on every single platform right now. 3 different platforms going. I'll be taking questions from any of them and all of them, depending upon what people have to say, what they want to ask. And again, let's get a nice, positive, lively stream going here. I'm going to keep it positive, though, guys. And I'm just going to, rather than me get angry with nonsense, I'll just get rid of nonsense in general. We won't put up with it. And that'll resolve any problems. So, again, get it up and flowing. And yeah. All right, so all those messages are pinned. And okay, guys, hopefully we'll get people in here soon. It's still pretty early in the morning on the weekend, so I get that. And yes, I know I need to shave. We know we need to shave. I haven't shaved yet this morning. I probably will between these. I might do a second one of these here later, just to make sure I get plenty of fasted cardio in. And, we'll take it from there, right? We will take it from there. So... tends to pick up once we get into the flow just a little bit here, though. Let me click all this stuff. And yeah, nobody on the tubes yet. We might need to do a community post real quick just to make sure that happens. Oftentimes how it works. And I don't know why on the tubes the comments are not showing later. Someone said that, and they're like, I have everything set for them to appear. So all my settings are set for everything to continue to do that. Right? So I don't know why these live chats are not appearing later. It has nothing to do with my setting. My settings are for them to appear. Hey, Jason, have you delved into barbell medicine training? I haven't looked at barbell medicine in a really, 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 really long time. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, they're just another group of good coaches, right? Just another good group of good strength coaches. But I don't think that there's anything special about any of their training philosophies. I don't think it's necessarily better or worse than other good coaches. But they are good coaches, right? They're good coaches. But I don't have time to go through and delve into all the methods of every group and compare it, but their information was good as far as I recall. They're strong. Their clients are strong. They get results. I think they prioritize barbell training and using. I don't like RPE, right? I don't like the RPE thing at all. I don't care for it. It's too arbitrary, too poorly defined, and it's just not my thing. I don't believe in non-hard sets anyways. So I think the entire RPE scale is completely useless unless it's 9+. So I think everything else on the scale should not exist. Well, it's not that. It's that it's too vague. It's too arbitrary. Like, how do you even define it? Right? I think we can come up with things and say, hey, this is how close I was to a max. Right? Like RPE has no place in rep work. That's a silly concept. You should know reps in reserve. 1 rep in reserve, 0 reps in reserve, failure. That's all you need to know. Anything outside of that, probably not that useful. So RPE is useless because you know how close you were to a max. You hit 500 pounds and you go, I might have had 10 more pounds. I could have done 25 more pounds. Right? You don't need a silly RPE. Because people misuse it anyways. I see guys fail lifts and call it RPE 8.5. Like, dude, you missed the lift. You missed that lift. Like that was a failed lift. And they'll call it RPE 8.5. I'm like, dude, you didn't hit depth. You had up and down to the bar. You hitched your deadlift. Like, that's a missed lift. That should be RPE 37. I don't know, or you call it RPE 11, more than your max. So if RPE 10 is a true 1 rep max, then that was heavier than the max. We've seen guys like Jeff Nipples say it was an RP8 and he barely, I don't know. I've never seen him do singles, so I have no idea. You know, my take on it. All right. So I don't like the system itself. You know. But I do agree with not doing blocks. I don't think blocks are necessary. And I think good coaches know this, right? So, and again, without upsetting a lot of coaches, why do coaches do blocks? Why do they do periodization? Psychological. There's no physical benefit. Like, we need to be clear on that. Periodization is usually done to distract your lifters while you put muscle on them. It's intended as a distraction. So they feel like there's some amazing programming going on when in reality you need a couple months to put more muscle on them. That's really what's happening with it. So what training system would you like athletes in strength sports? I'm getting into competing. Conjugate works, but anything to where you're just training, like adequate volume, adequate workload, big barbell lifts, appropriate supplemental lifts. Does that need to be a system, or can we simply call it strength training? See the problem with needing a system? I mean, do I even use a system right now? I squat, bench, and deadlift every workout, and then I do other accessory work, pull-ups, rows, overhead press, box jumps. All right. Do we have a name? Is that a system? It's like, well, I come in and do some heavy squats, some heavy benching, and then a top set of deadlifts. Then we either overhead press or incline, pull-ups, rows, you know, jump on the box. But I like to do conjugate and stuff too. I think conjugate can absolutely work. A few of my clients run it still. But you don't need systems per se. You simply need good programming, proper loading, proper fatigue management. So could we call that a system? Proper loading and proper fatigue management. There's the name of the system. How about we just call it good training? Wasn't sure whether to get my rep work right on the big lifts like squats and bench deadlift, or to hit LBDE work for lower days, use accessories to get volume. Both viable approaches. Now, keep in mind, you are using a system with the ladder. That would be conjugate, and it works. I've got big and strong on it. I've got clients get big and strong on it, but it's not always necessary. It absolutely works. But you don't necessarily need a lot of rep work on your big three. You can do other supplemental stuff. You know, how much reps do you really need? I mean, sled will get your legs big after doing squats. You come in and do 1 to 3 rep sets of squats and just go push a sled. Your legs will get massive. So again, different approaches to look at with it. It'd be nice if we have more people in here, though. We've got one guy. Only one guy on the Facebook. Do I need to put up a community tab? Maybe I do. I might need to do that. Let's see if that helps. It's also a little earlier than people are used to, but that might help. Fair enough. That makes sense. There's 7 people. Yeah, that's not many. I mean, these tend to get pretty big sometimes. They tend to get pretty big. Comment on my own thing. Yeah, No, it's only 5 people now. Nobody on any of the Facebooks commenting yet. It's a little early for people, but I need to get this cardio started. I need to get it done. Either way. All right, we need to do it either way, any way it shakes out. Out of those 2 approaches I spoke about, which one is likely to put more muscle on you? Neither. Which one is more likely? That implies that one is more likely. Well, so the answer is neither. Because I don't know your mindset. Whichever one you enjoy the most is probably going to put the most muscle on you. I don't think you're going to see a difference. As long as you are applying everything correctly, workloads are sufficient, or recovery is sufficient. So which one do you enjoy the most? And you're going to be the most consistent and work the hardest on. That's the one that will put the most muscle on you out of those 2 approaches. And since I can't read your mind, I don't have an answer. And that can vary because you might enjoy one more than another at certain times. And I think people overcomplicate this stuff. Training really is just about sufficient stimulus, right? Proper loading, proper stimulus, proper recovery and fatigue management. Well, if that's what you enjoy, then it works. I mean, I've got big and strong doing that in the past too. So that's the thing. I think people get too dogmatic. They get too dogmatic in these approaches instead of just saying, hey, I'm going to come in and train hard with appropriate loading and then recover and eat. For example, I love doing squat, bench, row, and some accessories on the same day, and that's a totally viable approach. I tried kanji, but I didn't like just doing a singular speed work with the main lift. Yeah. And if you didn't enjoy that, then there you go. Yeah, Ted's still on. Oh, we were keeping it quiet. He just did a competition yesterday. So that was the whole point. He just did his first strongman event yesterday. We weren't going to just mention it ahead of time. We decided to lay low about it. He took 6th place. And now we're going to start prepping for powerlifting meets coming up. So yeah, we just did a strongman, his first strongman event. Now we're going to base build him, and then we're going to take him up to, we're going to get him thicker, better body composition, and we're going to get on the powerlifting platform next for a couple of meets. Would there be any difference hypertrophy wise if you did 1x10 spread out over 3 days versus 3x10? Oh man. Hey, Kung Lao, we could argue that point for the next 7 hours. The problem is, okay, here's going to be the problem with your question. No, doing 1 set for the whole day and going home wouldn't work. So the problem we're running into is you taking a single exercise in isolation. There is never an answer to that. Why? Because we don't just go to the gym and do 1 lift. We do a full workout. You see the problem? You do realize what you do later in the workout affects the training response of the whole workout. You didn't just squat, you bench pressed also. Well, that completely changes everything. That's the problem with your question. Are you talking about 3 sets of 10 and 1 day on 6 different lifts? Or do you mean just doing 1 exercise? So there's the problem. You guys look at workouts all the time as a single variable. If you think that way, you really shouldn't be writing your own programming, or definitely anyone else's. You can't have that mindset. Like, you're going to fail. It's about the totality of the workout. So that's the problem with questions like that. Scott's, thank you for the super chat. How many times should we bench a week for top strength, 1, 2, or 3? I mean, I'm benching 3 days a week right now. I mean, we could make the case for more exposures, assuming overuse and recovery are kept in check. How do you feel about at-home workout routines using mostly just body weight or dumbbell? No, it's too limited. I feel that's going to be suboptimal. Working out at home is fine, but as far as your overall training, you're never going to get that big or strong doing that. It's not going to be sufficient. You really need some equipment. So I feel it's suboptimal. Is it better than nothing? It's 100 times better than nothing. 100 times better than nothing. Being antisocial is not an excuse. No. I know people who have social anxiety disorder who get to the gym 6 days a week. I know someone right now with near crippling level of social anxiety who still gets to the gym 6 days a week for the past 8 years. They just don't talk to anyone. They try not to make eye contact. They try to block it out when someone is looking at them. Right? So that is absolutely not an excuse. I'm going to call bullshit on your excuse. Right? No. If that's your only reason, get your butt to the gym. Kung Hey, but Kung Lao, see, you're back over to a single exercise. I mean, yeah, we can make a case for spreading certain things out. Sure. All right. But when we're looking at single variables on a single exercise, you're not going to find an answer to that, honestly. Makes sense? Like you're looking at it from the wrong perspective. And there's certainly going to be exercises that are so fatiguing, doing one set 3 times a week versus 3 sets in one day might be better for overall stimulus and recovery, like a deadlift. Deadlift is a perfect example. I like to do 1 set of deadlift 3 days a week because 3 sets, it's so hard to sustain performance. And then you're just sometimes crushed. But I've done high sets of deadlifts before too. I've come in and done 7, 8, 10 sets of deadlifts in a day. But that's pretty much your workout. Like, you're not doing a whole lot else after that. Maybe some upper body stuff. Yeah. I'd train like that again if I quit squatting now. Come in and do high sets of deadlifts. That's why I used to train that way, because I wasn't squatting for a while. So I just hammered deadlifts into the ground. All right. What do you do for cardio? Have you heard? Andrew, I run 3 days a week on camera. I do it on Facebook. I run barefoot early in the morning 3 days a week. So I actually run. And then I'm doing less cardio right now on this bike. So I try to do an hour minimum a day on the bike, just listen side streaming. But I actually run at least a 5K 3 mornings a week on my non-lifting days. Yes, I've done rucking on camera before. So no, I run. Like, I'm not just some old dude who squats heavy. When you do deadlifts, do you not do any squats during a 10-day or 2-week period? No, I do them on the same day right now. Kevin, I literally squat and deadlift 3 days a week right now. So every day this week, I did a 500-pound deadlift for reps after squatting, all 3 of my workouts. So I squat, bench, and then deadlift. And usually I just do a top set with 500 on the deadlift right now. But I only do 1 set. Like I don't come in and try to deadlift for an hour like I used to do, where I'd come in and do 10 sets of deadlifts like back in the day. Y'all remember that? Or I do 10 sets of deficit deadlifts and stuff. So yeah, the goal by the end of the year, I'd like to get back to, well, a little leaner and trimmer. I want to squat 500. And then the same week, hit a sub 25-minute 5K. I think that'd be pretty good for dude about to turn 49. When we say 500, we mean no sleeves, no wraps, none of that bullshit. All right. I hit 500 back in January without sleeves, but I was heavier and I wasn't doing all this running. So I kind of want to balance those. Why do a lot of old bodybuilders have back surgery? Is it okay, your deadlift? Because I don't do stupid stuff. A lot of bodybuilders are out of shape. A lot of bodybuilders use bad form, too many drugs. They don't train their back. Like I did a lot of reverse hypers for years. I don't grind deadlifts. I don't bounce deadlifts off the floor. I don't do super heavy, stupid cheat rows. So I have those problems. Yeah, I mean, you guys have seen me deadlift 635 in my mid 40s. You know, I don't have back issues. But again, proper training, proper fatigue management. What's a very impressive bench? I think anything 300 plus is really good for a natural, assuming you're not fat, right? If you can bench at least 300 as a not fat natural, I think you're doing solid. 315, let's go for 315. Everybody agree? I think that's a good benchmark to aim for a lifetime natural. As an eventual, hey, let's strive for this. And I mean a proper bench, not bouncing it off your chest. I saw the dad bod thing. I understand the point exactly. Well, people are misunderstanding those surveys. They're thinking the women looking at those surveys mean a guy who doesn't work out. That is not what they meant. They misunderstood the research. How are you doing high frequency deadlift as an elite lifter? I've been doing it 3 days a week and starting strength. My recovery is dialed in perfect. I eat an extremely high calorie diet of entirely whole foods. I eat 0 junk or processed food of any type. Extremely high antioxidant status. High protein, high carbohydrate. I sleep 9 hours a night. My cardio and conditioning is really high. That's how we get away with it. Been getting my dad into running for the past few years. Our town has half marathon once a year, which we practice for year round. Nice. That's good stuff, dude. Yeah, I've been doing 3-day moving down to 2 because it's becoming draining. You also have to learn to deadlift with perfect technique and to keep your psychological arousal low. It's those grinders and the screaming and psyching up that destroys you on the deadlift. Like, watch my deadlifts, watch how calm I am. So, like, if you look at Friday's training, all right, and you look at the deadlift, like, watch how chill I am. In fact, I can link it here. Hold on. So I put it in a little reel or a short on Friday. So it'll give you an idea of what I mean. So just watch the way that I approach it, and then it'll make a lot more sense. So right here, So again, if you want to understand, watch it. It's all perfect reps. I approach the bar really calm. There's no pre-workouts. I'm just real chill. I approach the bar, breathe, and do my work set with 500. There's no grinders. Everything's controlled, and I'm real chill. Like that's one of the keys. What's up, Cottisco? So check that reel, and it'll make sense. You'll be like, oh, like there's no psyching up. There's no screaming. There's no yelling. It's just a calm work set. I'm happy with my strength level, but I want to move more to MMA. How should I approach weight training? Keep weight training the same. Keep doing your strength training and work the MMA in. As long as you work in the fighting very gradually, it won't affect your training at all, and the strength will carry over. All right? Would be my advice. This is probably enough for the profile. I just wanted a live one there. We need those reels. We got to get a reel. Need them for the badges. The time of recovery is limited, so how can I bring up volume? Like if I do 3 by 5 squats a week, is it okay? Probably. Like you may have to scale the lifting volume back, but how many days a week are you training? This is why most of my fighters only lift 3 days a week, right? Just like me, because I run a lot and I'm focused on conditioning too, I only lift 3 days a week. Now, those 3 sessions are brutal. I mean, I'm squatting, benching, and deadlifting, pull-ups, rows, everything, right? But, we make it work. And that's the whole point. Well, 3 days you should be fine. What's the problem? I'm not seeing the issue here. Okay. So you do a 3-day push-pull legs. We'll keep doing that. It'll only make you better at your fighting. So if you have a balanced 3-day program, you just start adding in the MMA. You'll be fine. You can keep doing 3 days a week. So just keep your training more or less balanced and just watch your total recovery. Make sense? And what are your goals with running? Are we similar case where you run? I want to do. I don't have super specific goals. I just want to improve my 5K time. I want to eventually run some 5Ks down the road. But my running is going to be secondary to the lifting. The main thing is I just want to use the running to stay really fit and athletic. Right? I just want to gradually improve my 5K times. I mean, I might do some half marathons later on. My current 5K is just over 28 minutes. But I haven't made this effort to go, let's try to PR it. Like I haven't done that lately. So I want to eventually, I'll make a little push to PR it. But right now I'm just taking nice casual leisurely runs. Like my average 5K is about 30 minutes right now. I do it 3 times a week. But I did a 28 a couple weeks back. But I'll work it down over time. Mainly I'd like to just enjoy the run. I find it relaxing. All right. I'm not like an elite runner or anything here. Yeah. I mean, I put up the run data. So, I mean, I posted it up, the Strava app data when I did that. Which is not bad. I mean, considering a 48-year-old guy who's over 200 pounds, I mean, 28 minutes, decent. I mean, I want to improve. Obviously, I want to improve on it, but I don't think it's bad at all. It's decent enough. The national average for men in America is 32 minutes who compete in 5Ks, apparently. I didn't get a notification for this live, but happy here regardless of YouTube. Man, I don't know why it's like that. I'm only doing 3 pieces of content. I'm hoping the community tab isn't counting against me. That would suck if it is. But what do you do, right? I'm not spamming anymore. I'm only doing 3 videos a day of any type. So that should keep stuff fairly in check. Hey, Coach, what happened to the live jogging vlogs? Yeah, I do them on Facebook. Tyrone, I told you guys that multiple times. Because YouTube does not want me to do more than 3 pieces of content, I can't waste a video slot running. Right? Not when it pays me 85 cents for the video. Yeah, so I do the Facebook. I do all the running on Facebook. But I do it 3 days a week still. But you guys get these lives here. That is 5.3. That's good. I can do 5.5. No, my Instagram lives aren't monetized, Tyrone. So I haven't considered it at all. Instagram only pays me for pictures. They don't pay me for any videos right now. So no, absolutely not. Like I ain't working for free, homie. No offense, but you got me fucked up for somebody else. we're not doing charity work here. All right. You got me twisted. You think I'm gonna do a live stream and I get paid for it? Oh no. We're not about that life, dude. We're not about that. We don't live that sort of life. We ain't doing all that. It's like his Easy's top song, I got to get paid. Do you see yourself doing a 5K under 20 minutes? So probably not. Hey, maybe if I work at it really hard, sure. Not currently on the agenda. I don't see that happening anytime soon. Maybe if I drop down to 170 pounds or something. I don't know. It's a bit much. I don't know if we want to do under 20 minutes though, man. It takes a woman an average of 20 minutes to climax. So sub 20-minute cardio is not helpful for real world sport specificity. You know what I mean, dude? So like why dudes start talking about bragging about their 1 mile time, I'm like, dude, what you gonna do in 6 minutes? And I'm just saying, we're training for the real world here, guys. Right? How massive is under 20 minutes? The equivalent, a sub 20-minute 5K is probably the equivalent of a 600 to 700 pound squat in terms of how it would rank competitively. Maybe the equivalent of a 600-pound squat if I just had to estimate. It's hard to compare sport to sport. I mean, you're pretty much an elite runner at that point. Right, a sub 20-minute 5K is definitely in the elite status. Like you're pretty serious competitive runner if you can do that. You're winning competitions, you know. Yeah, I have a friend who can do an 18-minute 5K, but it's only, yeah, I mean, that's, dude, from a running perspective, that's super solid. Tyrone says, I've been getting back into reading fitness-related topic books. Just read for 3 hours a day. That's a lot. I hit my RDA on reading. Yeah, on a weekend, though, that can be relaxing. Sit back, read something for 3 hours. You know, good for the mind. Because that's what we're looking for, isn't it? Right? Strong body, strong mind. Fit body, fit mind. That's what we should be looking at with our fitness. Physical, mental, spiritual fitness. Right? Be a modern day Renaissance man. You still reading? I haven't been reading that many books lately. I've got an enormous library, but I haven't been. I'm too busy working and doing all my social media stuff, trying to grow business. I read a lot of studies and stuff online though, but I haven't been sitting down reading physical books lately. I mean, I have a few hundred, but yeah, not lately. Who's can meet? I don't know. What are you talking about? What a weirdo. Yeah, finding the time sometimes work gets in the way. Yeah, that's how it goes, man. Alexi, I'm just going to ignore your silly stuff, and I'm going to see if I need to ban you or not. I'm going to give you a second chance. But, you know, we don't need silly nonsense like that. We don't run that sort of channel here, bro. Haven't been any Facebook comments yet. That's strange. None of my regulars coming in. Plenty of likes though. Just no one's commented. Hey Jason, what's up, Luke? How you doing, man? I mean, I have a lot more humor, but I'm trying to stay to serious fitness topics. I kind of made that really, really clear though, man. Like this channel is about fitness these days. It really needs to be. Good man, how you doing? I'm doing good, dude. We're getting our cardio done. Got a bunch of posting done. I got to get some client sheets done today, though. Catch counts. I know a guy who only trains deadlifts and posterior chain lifts. Guy's pulling 550 at 178. We can't bench. I still respect him because he's an office worker and only for health. I mean, fair. Although he should train his upper body too. Although, you know, I mean, I respect the grind. The guy's not a competitor, pulling 550 at about 180. I mean, you can't hate on that. Even if the guy's hardly doing upper body and only cares about health, he's going to be way healthier and fitter than the average person. And he's still pulling over 500 pounds. So, you know, you can't really hate on that. Fitness Beast. Hey, Coach, what's up, Fitness Beast? Like, I mean, I can't hate on what he's doing. He's still going to be healthy and fit. I think we should all train our whole body, but I mean, he's getting the most important muscles. What do you cap the weight at on good mornings? I mean, I did 500 pounds back in January. I don't put a cap on it for novices. What I don't know what's a novice capable of doing. He said he is strong for everyday tasks in the garden. He doesn't want a weak lower back because he wants to be the guy who says, oh, my back. No, I mean, I don't have a problem with that mindset. He should still train everything, but still. Luke says, good stuff. I'm taking a coffee break from the view paper on patent Duckus service. All right. I wanted to tune in for a bit, find your chats relaxing and interesting. Oh, that's right. Yeah, you're in the medical field. Appreciate it, Rufio. Thank you for the like. We haven't got any comments on Facebook today. That's strange. But the page is doing good this morning. So, you know, I guess that doesn't matter then, does it? Right. Yeah, man, appreciate the like. I feel like I need a shower this morning. I'm barely sweating on this, and I'm like, you know what? I need a shower already. Because you see my post about Matthias, you agree the tattoos impede muscle, but it doesn't matter. He doesn't care about that. Like he's a musician and an artist. That's a nephew from ours. But you know, he's going to do what he wants to do. Like it's not he's not trying to be a bodybuilder. AJ Jason Blaha, that's Blaha actually, man. How you doing, AJ? He just wants to look. Yeah, that's it. He just wants to look big and be strong. Right. Keep in mind, he's in a pretty serious band. They have an album and they do gigs and stuff. They do shows in a couple different countries, off and on. You know, I mean, he's got a normal job too, like in the IT field. But I mean, he's in a really serious band. Like they've actually got albums and some video. Like they're pretty serious. So yeah, that's his thing. Like he's not just in a little garage band. Like he's a serious musician. So for him, a lot of it is image he wants to portray. I don't know. I don't know how many Spotify they have. Because he's not about that. They're mostly about their shows. They're about the live gigs. I'm not a big fan of Nordic curls, honestly. I think there's nothing special about them for hamstrings you don't get from other movements, and they're a risk of knee injury if you're not careful. So I don't rate them that highly. I'm not saying they're a bad exercise. I just don't think they bring anything to the table special to, you know, go with the risk. But if you enjoy them and you're doing them safely, then by all means. I wonder why the views just dipped down. What happened? I don't know what's up there. If you get hypothetically fun research on any given thing related to fitness, do you have any idea what you'd like to see researched more? Reversal of atherosclerosis. That was an easy one. I think that's a great one. And thanks, Tyrone. What's the number one killer in the West? So that's what we really need to be looking at. Not just prevention, because we know how to largely prevent it. How do we cure it? Like, can we reverse it? Do we have protocols to successfully and consistently reverse atherosclerosis? whether it's combination of diet with drugs or whatever. I'd like to see it, and I'm surprised we don't have more research into that. You know, problem is the average American still wouldn't do it, would they? Unfortunately. So better search YouTube for a vitamin megadosing protocol by an enhanced bodybuilder, right? Oh God, right. We're going to megadose vitamin K2. See if we can offset the atherosclerosis from our trend. You know, I wish you good luck with that. I mean, really, even for me, if I can just simply avoid that, I'm going to keep being a beast. Like that's become, even for me in my own diet and lifestyle, is trying to keep atherosclerosis. Is Jeff Cavalier Natty? Why would you think he's Natty? I'm kind of disappointed in you, Rufio. You don't think he's on any testosterone or anything? You don't think he does anything for appetite suppression to stay that lean either? Just saying. Just saying, dude stays awfully lean year round. That usually involves drugs just in and of itself. Doesn't matter that he's small. So what? You think the average steroid user is big? Or you're not new to lifting. You don't see plenty of guys that size who blast tons of gear. You haven't met 500 guys that size who use gear. You haven't been lifting very long, man. That is never your criteria. Size is never used as a criteria to determine natty status unless they're too big to be natty. Most guys who blast are not even at a natural limit. Most guys on steroids are well under a 25 fat-free mass index. That's been confirmed in research. Mustafa, what's going on, man? What do you consider? Oh, man. It's not a true limit. I mean, I've given... No, Mustafa, I've made tons of videos explaining that. No, I mean, like 25 is the genetically elite, right? Like the average guy will never get there. So think of your natty limit as a moving goalpost based upon your training age, hormone profile, right? That you approach closer and closer until the natty limit drops below where you are due to declining hormones and ability to recruit muscle fibers. I mean, 25 is extreme. Like you start talking a lean 25 fat-free mass index, you're talking the top 1% genes with 15 years under the barbell, right? 23, 24, I think is more realistic for most people. Like 24 is like a national level natural bodybuilding competitor, right? Like you're probably at that tier. You're pretty serious. So what's up, Peppermint? How you doing? +25 is a natty is God tier. I'm going to say it's non-existent. I mean, you can call it God tier, but I've not seen definitive proof of it actually happening. Luke said I actually had a complicated patient recently whose mom's prenatal history, she was obese and out of shape, was taking Decaclin and Winstrol. What? So you're saying her mom was taking those while she was pregnant with her? Yeah. I mean, I know plenty of women out there who use gear. It's more common than people realize. I can't get to 9% body as Mustafa. I mean, it's pretty tough, dude. 9% is difficult. It's not, it's why I tell you, be careful trying to get to that. If it's too hard, then it's too hard. If you don't have a legit reason to do it, then yeah, 22-week gestational birth. Yeah. So was her mom out of shape and obese while doing all that too? She was doing it just to try to lose weight or something? I mean, I've seen that. I mean, I've known girls who wanted to lose weight, who friends talked them into going on Clen and Anavar just to lose weight. They went and started a gym and just played on machines and wanted to lose weight, and were doing Clen and bar just to try to lose 50 pounds. Yeah. It's more common than people realize. Mustafa, how are people like Jeff Side able to get there, get so lean and stay there? How do you know he stays there? Does Jeff Side train shirtless on camera year round? Do you have one single shred of proof that he stays there? I mean, you guys see where I stay because I don't have my shirt on. I'm shirtless 52 weeks a year. Does Jeff Side do that? Now, obviously, there's going to be drugs involved that help, genetics drugs, but you don't know that he stays that way. Unlike Kathleen X, who really does, we see proof. Since he makes videos year round, I'm assuming he doesn't make them all in a 3-month period and kick them out over the next year, which he might, but I don't think he does. Maybe so 10% is not real. For a lot of guys, it's not. Yeah, barely worked out. I mean, Luke, I've seen my share of that. I literally have seen it. I've known girls who were friends in my circle who literally, hey, can you help me get this stuff? I want to use it to lose weight, which I always figured you trained always shirtless is another demonstration of accountability. Yeah, it is. People can always see where I'm at, and it's accountability, just like the lifting. We use calibrated plates. I bought calibrated plates for accountability. Was the whole point. Train shirtless, it's all accountability, There's, no BS, it's all right there. Genetics. Athlean X discusses his obsessive strategies to stay that. I've seen him discuss it in detail. But he probably uses some pharmaceuticals to help too, yeah. I mean, literally stuff like living on protein shakes between meals, just in case he gets hungry, he just drinks a protein shake. But keep in mind, yeah, those guys are big, high energy turnover, and then they use drugs to help with that generally. I mean, that's unavoidable at a certain point. But look how many dudes go through crazy stuff trying to get super lean. It's not sustainable for most guys. Keep in mind the eating disorders, I need all this pre-workout, nicotine gum, all this crazy stuff just to try to get lean. Yeah. So, people put a lot of strategies into that. Looking good. I'm 48 right now. I turn 49 in a few months. In 3.5 months, I turn 49. One of the silliest Natty claims I've heard was Connor Murphy saying he just used MK677 while ignoring Michael Hearn if he didn't try. So dang, Ostrich X Griffin would take it as a comedy, right? But if you use MK677, you're objectively not Natty. You know, it's an actual real PED banned in sports for being a PED. It's literally a performance enhancing body composition changing drug. I use banned PEDs, but I'm Natty. That's a different type of Natty. You have to understand, you know, there's different degrees of Natty, right? Like I said back in the day, anything under a gram is YouTube Natty. As long as you don't go over a gram of steroids a week, you're natural as far as YouTube goes. YouTube Natty. I mean, I said that 10 years ago. Right? Instagram Natty is up to 2 grams. TRT plus equals Natty plus. Yeah, I mean, it's all Natty, baby. It's natural if you believe that it is. If you identify with being natural, who is someone to argue against that? Pretty much a bigot. Like, you're pretty much a bigot and a racist if someone identifies as being natural and you say they're not. I mean, you might as well be a racist at that point, right? Bigotry. That's how they identify, you know. Do you think the Instagram types could be slow carrying that much muscle? Benjamin, I don't understand your question. The answer, it's not just one body type. That doesn't make sense. Some of those guys are only 150 pounds and shredded. Drugs themselves can slow you down and create conditioning problems. 5 milligrams of R every day for collagen, 300 milligrams of test for natural elevated test, units of HGH. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty much YouTube natural. Right? You know, that's easily YouTube Natty. I mean, really, it's just a little top up. Right? They're optimizing, right? They're still natural. They're Natty. They're optimizing their testosterone and growth hormone, right? They're producing the amount that would be optimal if all men produced it, right? It disturbs me reading some combos where guys talk about their liver damage, hurting their energy and making them sleep. Oh, Jesus Christ. I do 10 plus reps on barbell squats. It's good for conditioning and cardiovascular fitness. Running would be even better for your conditioning and cardiovascular fitness. And then you can squat heavy to get big and strong. How's that sound, Benjamin? You can go do conditioning work to get conditioned. I know it's a novel idea. So you can lift weights to get big and strong, and then you can do conditioning work to get conditioned. So hear me out. I know it sounds crazy as hell. It sounds crazy, right? It sounds crazy, but just hear me out for a moment. Okay. I know it's ludicrous. It's insane. So you can lift weights for the purpose of gaining muscle and strength, right? Okay. And then you can run, you can do conditioning work to get conditioned. I'm not saying you can't run to build muscle, you can't, squat for conditioning. It just kind of works a little better if you do them the other way, It's more efficient. I know it's crazy, like in today's world, Kind of like I tell people, you should eat carbohydrates for energy and training fuel. Whoa, a little extreme there, buddy. All right. Getting a little crazy getting out there. All right, guys, I'm about to wind this down. I'm going to shut down the Facebook. And then we'll wind down the tubes. I don't know if I'm going to do another one of these later. I might. But, all right, we're out. Love you guys. I'll catch you next time.